The galactic archive was silent, cold, endless. Dr. Lena Hart walked between shelves that held the lives of 1,000 alien species. Then she saw it. A shelf with no name, no label. Out. No lights. No code. Just a dark metal door. Lena leaned. Close. A whisper came from inside, thin as dust. We were erased. A red light blinked overhead. Then more lights. The archive warned, calm and sharp, restricted section. Step away. Above the roof glass, a huge shadow passed, wide wings, slow and heavy. A dragon. Lena's fingers closed around a small data chip in her pocket. Picking it up, 2 words were burned into it: Species 0. Lena had spent her life studying aliens. She loved facts, names, maps, and old records. She hated one thing more than anything: missing pages. The universe census was the galaxy's master list. It ranked every known species. It claimed to keep peace. Lena believed it mostly kept control. That morning, she found a problem in the index. Page 4418 was listed. Page 4419 was listed. But 4418 was gone. In its place was the nameless door. Now, the alarms blinked again, not loud but serious. Lena forced herself to walk away like nothing happened. She turned into a side hall with dusty scanners and quiet vents. Her heart hit hard in her chest. She pulled out the chip and stared at it. Species 0. It sounded impossible, like a first draft that should not exist. Footsteps came fast, more than one. Lena slid the chip into her sleeve and stepped into the main corridor with a calm face. A tall archivist stood there in pale robes. His skin was gray-green, his badge read, Kelm. He spoke without looking at her eyes. You should not be near that shelf, human. Lena kept her words simple. It has no name. That is not normal. Kelm's fingers tightened on his pad. Normal is what the council allows. A small drone floated behind him, watching. Lena looked at Kelm, then at the drone. Why is it hidden? Kelm's voice dropped. Because some truths cause panic? Lena answered. Or because someone is lying? Kelmy went still. Far above, a low sound rolled through the archive, like thunder in deep space. The dragon. Shadow moved again, across the roof. Kelm whispered, Dragon seals are on that shelf. Lena nodded. Dragons guard the gates. They also guard secrets, Kelm said. This is not a normal lock. Lena felt cold in her stomach. Has anyone opened it? Kelm breathed out. Not in a long time. Why? Kelm finally met her eyes, scared. Because it does not open for the council. Lena blinked. The council cannot open it. Kelm shook his head once. It rejects them. That fact changed everything. If the council could not open it, then the shelf was not built to obey them. It was built to obey something else. Then the guards arrived. Black armor, bright badges, hard voices. Their leader pointed at Lena. Dr. Hart, step away. You entered a restricted zone. Lena lifted her hands. I got turned around. The leader's visor stayed flat. Humans do not get lost here. Kelm stepped forward, trying to sound firm. She is under my supervision. The leader hesitated, just for a second. Guards feared dragons. Nobody wanted trouble near dragon seals. Lena used that second. She walked, did not run back toward the nameless shelf. The guards followed. Stop. Kelm's voice cracked. Human, don't. Lena reached the door and placed her palm on the cold metal. It stung. No keypad, no slot, no scanner. But the chip in her sleeve warmed like a small living thing. Lena pulled it out and held it up. A thin line of light appeared on the door. It moved across her face, slow and careful. The archive spoke again, softer now, unknown access. Identify. Lena swallowed. Her voice stayed steady. Human. Dr. Lena Hart. I want the missing page. The light paused at her eyes. Then a different voice spoke from the door. Not a machine voice, a tired voice. Human access accepted. Behind her, the guards froze. Above, the dragon shadow stopped moving, and the nameless shelf began to open. Asterisk, the nameless shelf opened with a slow, painful sound like metal remembering an old wound. Cold air rolled out. Not the clean air of the archive, but something older, like dust from dead stars. Dr. Lena. Hart stepped closer, but the guards behind her raised their rifles. "Do not move," the leader warned. Then the archive lights flickered once. A deep voice, nothing like a normal system, spoke from inside the shelf. "Council eyes are not allowed." The guards looked at each other. The leader tried to force the door wider. The shelf snapped shut hard. Shockwave threw everyone back. Lena hit the floor, ears ringing, and the data chip skidded from her hand. It stopped at someone's boots, someone very tall, someone with scales. A dragon envoy had entered the archive. Lena pushed herself up, blinking fast. The room felt smaller. Now, like the air had turned heavy, the guards did not shoot. They could not. Nobody fired weapons inside the archive, and nobody threatened a dragon unless they wanted to die. The envoy's cloak was dark and smooth, but it could not hide the shape under it: wide shoulders, long tail, and folded wings. The envoy's eyes were gold, sharp, and calm. Kelm, the archivist, stepped back, voice shaking. "Envoy Sithra. This is a closed hall." Sithra did not look at him. The dragon's gaze stayed on the chip near their boots. 2 words on it caught. The light. Species 0. Sithra bent down and picked it up using 2 fingers. Like it was dangerous even to touch. Lena stood slowly. "That's mine." Sithra's voice was low, controlled. "It is not yours, human. It is older than your world's first fire." The guard leader tried to sound brave. "Envoy, we will handle this." Just a little, the guard leader stopped speaking instantly. Fear did not need a weapon. Fear was already in the room. Lena forced herself to keep her tone simple. "Why did the shelf accept me?" Sithra's eyes narrowed. "Because you are not the council." "That's not an answer," Lena said. Sithra walked past her, toward the closed door of the nameless shelf. The envoy placed the chip near the metal seam. Nothing happened. Sithra tried again, pressing the chip harder. Still nothing. Kelm swallowed. "It only responds to her." Sithra looked at Lena. "Then you will open it again. Carefully." The guard leader stepped forward. "Human, step away. You are under arrest." Lena stared at him. "For reading a page? For touching what you should not touch?" The leader snapped. Sithra spoke again, sharper now. "If you arrest her, you will not learn what is inside, and you will answer to me." The leader hesitated. Lena could see it. The guard wanted control, but he feared the envoy more than he feared his counsel. Lena took a slow breath and faced the shelf again. Her palms still ached from before. She placed her hand on the cold metal. The shelf spoke softly. "Human access detected." The guards leaned in. Their rifles were lowered, but their fingers were ready. Lena said, "Open." The seam of the shelf glowed just a thin line. It began to unlock. Then Kelm grabbed Lena's sleeve, desperate. "Please, don't fully open it here." Lena looked at him. "Why?" Kelm's eyes were wet. "Because this hall has watchers, even if you can't see them." Sithra's nostrils flared. "He is correct." Lena froze. "Watchers." In the archive, Sithra's voice dropped into something serious. "Council hides behind rules. They do not need to stand here to listen." The shelf was still unlocking. The glow was growing. The guard leader's wrist device beeped. He looked down, and his face tightened under the visor. Lena saw the message reflected in his glass. "Council order. Seize the human. Destroy the chip." Lena's stomach turned cold. "They want you to destroy it," she said to Sithra. Sithra's jaw tensed. "They have wanted that for a long time," Kelm whispered. "This is why it was hidden. It's not to protect the galaxy, but to protect the council." The shelf clicked. The door shifted open a finger width. Thin stream of black data light spilled out like ink floating in air. Lena leaned closer and heard the whisper again, clearer this. Dragon space did not look like normal space. There were no clear stars. no clean darkness. It looked like a deep ocean of black glass, with slow red light moving under it like something breathing. Captain Jace Rowan kept both hands on the controls. His voice stayed calm, but his eyes were wide. This route isn't on any map. Dr. Lena Hart stared at the forward screen. That's the point. The Council can't track what they can't name. Envoy Sithra stood behind them, silent, as a statue. Then the ship alarms chirped once small, polite, almost gentle. A shape appeared ahead, not a station, not a planet. A ring made of living flame, a dragon gate. And in the center of that burning ring, a single message formed from heat and light. Human. Speak the pattern. The ship drifted closer, slow and careful. Even the engines felt afraid, like they did not want to make noise here. Kelm gripped the side rail until his knuckles turned pale. This is madness. The Council forbids dragon. Roots, Jace didn't look away from the controls. The Council also tried to arrest us and erase a species from history. I'm done trusting their rules. Lena kept her words simple, so her voice didn't shake. Sithra, why does the gate want a human? Sithra's golden eyes stayed. On the burning ring, because humans are not in the old contracts? Kelm blinked. Contracts? Sithra spoke like a teacher who hated repeating lessons. Long ago, the galaxy almost ended. Many species died. Dragons made gates to keep travel safe. In return, the Council promised 3 things. Lena asked, what things? Sithra lifted. 1 clawed finger. Do not bring war through dragon space. 2nd finger. Do not hide threats. 3rd finger. Do not change the record. Kelm swallowed. The Council broke all of that. Sithra nodded once. Yes, the ship got close enough that the gate's heat started to warp the camera view. The flames did not burn outward. They burned inward, as if the fire was holding itself back. Then the message came again. Brighter. Humans speak the pattern. Jace glanced at Lena. What does that mean? Lena's mind raced. The shelf had accepted her. The chip had reacted. To her, now a dragon gate wanted her to speak. It felt less like science and more like a test. She looked at Sithra. What happens if I say the wrong thing? Sithra's answer was simple and scary. Then the gate decides you are a threat. Kelm whispered, we should turn back. Jace shook his head. We can't. The Council will catch us on normal routes. Lena took a slow breath. Okay, we try. She leaned toward the ship mic. Gate, what pattern? The flames shifted. For a moment, Lena thought she saw a face in the fire. Not. One face. Many stacked like memories. A sound rolled out, deep and layered. Not a word. A rhythm. Boom, 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 boom. Jace frowned. It's like a heartbeat. Lena listened again. The rhythm wasn't random. It was counting. She closed her eyes and whispered numbers under her breath. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Kelm stared at her. What are you doing, Lena? Opened her eyes. It's math. Simple math. Sithra's head tilted, almost impressed. Go on. The gate pulsed again. Boom, 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 boom. Boom. Lena realized it was not just counting. It was a call-and response, like a lock that needed a friendly knock. Lena spoke into the mic, keeping it calm and clear. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. The gate flames paused, then the ring brightened. The ship shook lightly like it was being held by a giant hand. A new pattern sounded out faster this time. Boom, 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 boom. Jace's jaw tightened. It changed. Lena nodded. It's asking again. She focused, counting in her head. It was still simple. Still human-level simple. Like the gate wanted to see if she was honest, not perfect. She answered again, careful. 3, 1, 2, 4. The flames swirled and a thin line of light formed across the center of the ring like a door unlocking. Kelm gasped. It's opening. Sithra spoke quietly, almost like respect. Humans hear patterns that others ignore. Lena looked back. Why? Sithra's voice stayed low. Because humans are new. You didn't learn to fear the gates. The ring opened wider, and the ship started to move forward without Jace touching the controls. Jace cursed under his breath. It's pulling us in. Lena grabbed her seat strap. Hold on. As the ship crossed the gate, Lena felt something strange, like the universe was reading her. A memory flickered in her mind. Not hers, someone else's. A cold room, a loud council chamber, a voice saying, "Erase the page." Then another voice, deeper, angry. "You cannot erase hunger." Lena snapped back to herself, breathing hard. Did you feel that? Kelm's face was white. Yes, Jace swallowed. Like a dream that wasn't mine, Sithra did. Not look surprised, the gate shows truth fragments. It measures intent. Lena's hands trembled. It showed the council ordering an erase. Sithra stared forward. Then you understand why we are here. The ship exited the other side. Normal stars returned, but they looked different. Brighter, closer. And between them floated giant shapes, far away, like sleeping mountains. Kelm whispered, "What are those?" Sithra answered, voice heavy, "They're dragons." Lena stared at the distant silhouettes. "They're real, that big." Sithra nodded once. "They are the reason the galaxy still exists." Jace pointed at the radar. "We're getting pinged. Something is scanning us." The screen flashed. A signal ancient. Simple, clean. "Lena, read it out loud." "Identify. Ship with human heart." Kelm's voice broke. "Human heart." Sithra stepped closer to the console. "They are not asking your name. They are asking what you are." Lena leaned in and spoke into the mic again, choosing simple truth. "We are human and friends. We carry a missing page. We want to stop a hidden threat." For a long second, nothing happened. Then the ship's speakers crackled. A voice came through so deep, it felt like gravity. "Bring the page to the fire court," Jace whispered. "Fire court." Sithra's eyes narrowed. A dragon council. Older. Then the council. Kelm looked like he might faint. "If they judge us guilty," Sithra cut him off, "then we will not leave." The ship began to turn on its own, following a light path that was not on any chart. Lena stared at the stars ahead and felt a sharp fear. And something else, hope. Because for the first time they were going somewhere the council could not reach. Then, Lena noticed the final thing on the screen. A small symbol appeared, same as before. The broken ring. Under it, one new line. Return path active target. Sol system. Lena's breath stopped. No. Jace turned his head slowly. Did it just say, Earth? Sithra's voice was quiet and deadly. Yes. The ship raced. Toward the fire court, Lena understood the truth. The erased species was not just coming back. It was heading for home. The ship followed the light path in silence. Captain Jace Rowan held the controls steady while Dr. Lena Hart watched the red glow grow ahead. Sithra stood behind them. Kelm sat rigid, eyes fixed on the dark. A broken stone ring floated ahead. Holding calm fire. The fire court, Sithra said. No lies here. The ship crossed the ring. Heat touched the hull, but the alarm stayed quiet. A huge dragon rose. From the fire, its voice entered the cabin without static. Human, you carry a missing page. Lena leaned toward the mic. Yes. The universe census has a gap. A species was removed.
Right.
Why bring this to us? Because the council is hiding a threat, Lena said. A gate showed a return path to the Sol system. Jace added, Careful, Earth is not ready. We need warning and help. The Elder Dragon said, Show the mark. Sithra held up the data chip. The broken ring symbol glowed. That mark is older than your council, the Elder Dragon said. Kelm's voice cracked. Then the council lied. Sithra's eyes stayed hard. They erase what scares them. The chip calls it Species Zero, Lena said. The shelf whispered, We were erased. The Elder Dragon's eyes narrowed. 0 is not a number. It is a warning. It means the record was cut on purpose. The elder dragon focused on Lena. The shelf accepted you. The gate listened to you. Why? Lena answered simply. I don't know. Humans are new. Maybe we are outside your old deals? Maybe we still ask questions? A low rumble came from the elder dragon, not anger. Questions can be courage. A smaller dragon moved out of the fire carrying a thin tool-like glass. We test for mirrors, it said. Jace frowned. Mirrors? Kelm spoke fast. A species that copies faces and voices. They can pretend to be you. Lena went cold. Can reach a dragon court? Sithra replied. If the council is desperate, yes. The smaller dragon scanned Lena. The scanner turned toward the rear hatch. A figure stood there in a dark suit, quiet and still. Lena stared, confused. She could not remember that person joining them. Light touched the figure. The chime broke into a harsh buzz. The figure moved. Too smoothly, its body shifted, like liquid. A face formed Lena's face. Kelm stumbled back. No, the copy spoke in Lena's voice. They're lying. The human is the threat. Jay stepped between them, hands empty. Lena kept her voice steady. If you are me, answer one thing. What did the gate ask for? The copy blinked. Access. That is not enough, Lena said. It asked for a pattern. The copy tried again. A code. Lena shook her head. Oh, it spoke rhythm. I counted it. Sithra's wings lifted slightly. Speak it, Lena said, slow and clear. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. The elder dragon rumbled, approval in the sound. The copy repeated, 1, 2, 2, 1, 3. The smaller dragon's tool flashed. Fire snapped around the copy, trapping it. The elder dragon's voice dropped, heavy and final. Mirrors break truth. Truth holds gates stable. You are not welcome. The fire rose and pulled the copy apart like smoke. In moments it vanished. Silence returned. Kelm whispered, shaking. It was inside our ship. Jace looked at Lena. It heard everything. Sithra said, now you understand the council. If they can't own truth, they erase it. The elder dragon spoke again. Human Lena Hart, you brought warning. Will not carry it alone. Lena swallowed. What will you do? We open the old record, the elder dragon said. We send an escort to your soul system. The hidden threat will not arrive unseen. Jace exhaled. So Earth gets a chance. Lena stared at the burning ring and felt it clearly. This was about a simple human habit, the galaxy forgatisking. What is missing and refusing to look away. Asterisk, the elder dragon did not speak again until the fire calmed. Then the huge eyes fixed on Lena like a judge who wanted facts. Not drama. You will learn why the record was cut, the elder dragon said. But not inside your council's reach. Jace frowned. We are already outside their space. They reach farther than you think, the elder dragon replied. Not with ships? With mines? Kelm looked sick. You mean the quiet makers? Lena turned to him. Tell me. Kelm's hand shook as he spoke. A species that can change. Memory using light and sound. Not loud, not painful, soft, gentle. People forget they were touched. Sithra's jaw tightened. The council calls them peace workers. Dragons call them thieves. Lena felt cold. They can edit a whole galaxy? The elder dragon's voice stayed calm. Not the whole galaxy. Only where the council controls the rooms, the screens, and the story. Jace asked, so the census is not just a book? It is a weapon, Sithra said. The elder dragon lifted one claw and pointed toward the fire ring. You will go to the Echo Vault. It is a place we keep outside council hands. Records there cannot be rewritten. Kelm whispered, if the council learns we are going there, they already suspect. Sithra cut in. That mirror proved it. A smaller dragon stepped forward with a sealed case. This will guard your minds, it said, placing it on the floor of the cabin. Through a docking hatch. Simple tools. Old tools. Lena opened the case. Inside were thin bands for the head, small earpieces, and a plain paper notebook. Jace blinked. Paper? The smaller dragon nodded. Paper does not forget. Sithra spoke to Lena. If a quiet maker touches you, your mind may feel calm. You may agree with lies. This notebook is your anchor. Lena swallowed. Write what is true. Yes, Sithra said. And read it out loud if you feel lost. The ship left the fire court with a dragon escort. 2 sleek dragon craft moved. Beside them, like silent guards, stars slid past. The route was not in any council chart. Hours later, a soft light appeared ahead. Not a planet, not a station. A long crystal structure floating in space like a frozen song. Kelm breathed out. The Echo Vault. Lena stared. It's beautiful, Jace. Slowed the ship. No signals, no beacons. That is the point, Sithra said. No outside edits. They docked at a calm gate made of clear stone. Inside, the air smelled clean and dry, like old books. A wide hall opened, with walls covered in etched lines records carved into crystal. A voice greeted them, gentle and smooth. Welcome, travelers. A tall figure stepped out of the light. Its body looked like soft silver glass. Its eyes were dark and calm. It smiled like a friend. Kelm stiffened. Quiet Maker. The figure bowed slightly. We prefer the name, Lumen. Sithra's wings lifted a little. You do not belong here. The Lumen's smile stayed. I belong where truth is needed, Lena. Felt something strange. The Lumen's voice was soothing.
Oh.
Too soothing. Like warm water, Jace moved closer to Lena, protective. How did you get past dragon roots? The Lumen answered simply. We do not travel like you, we listen. Sithra's tone sharpened. You edited minds for the council? The Lumen's eyes did not change. We calmed conflict. We removed pain. Lena stepped forward. You removed facts. The Lumen tilted its head. Facts can cause wars. Lena kept her words basic. Lies can also cause wars. You helped erase Species Zero? Well, for the first time, the Lumen paused. We did. What we were asked, Sithra hissed. Low. Because you are obedient. The Lumen turned to Lena. Human. You feel fear. You feel anger. You feel hope. You are easy to read. Lena forced herself to breathe. Don't touch my mind. I do not need to touch, the Lumen said softly. A question is enough. It raised one hand. Light rippled in the air thin, almost invisible. Lena's thoughts slowed for a second. Like a heavy blanket was placed on her head. Jace grabbed her shoulder. Lena. Lena blinked hard. She pulled out the notebook from the case and opened it fast. Her own handwriting was there. She had written. Earlier on the ship, name, Dr. Lena Harttruth. The Council erased a species. The return path targets soul system. Truth, the Quiet Maker's edit memory. She read it out loud, sharp and clear. The Council erased a species. The return path targets soul system. Quiet Maker's edit memory. The heavy blanket feeling cracked. Lena's mind cleared. Sithra watched with a small nod. Good. The Lumen's smile faded a little. Interesting. You resist? Lena stared at it. Why did the Council change the record? Tell me. The Lumen spoke slowly. Because the erased species was not only dangerous, it was embarrassing. Kelm leaned forward. Embarrassing? Yes, the Lumen said. The Council once tried to use Species Zero to control it, to aim it. Lena's stomach tightened. Aim it at who? The Lumen's voice stayed soft, but the answer hit like ice. At Earth, Lena went still. A memory flashed in her mind, hers, but wrong. A childhood lesson about the Council being kind, about the galaxy being fair. She whispered, they changed my past. Kelm's eyes filled. They changed many. Sithra looked toward the crystal walls. Then we carve the truth where they can't erase it. Jace's voice turned firm. And we warn Earth today. Lena closed her notebook with shaking hands. She felt the danger clearly now. The Council was not just hiding a threat. They were shaping minds to keep power. And if the return path was active, Earth was already on the list. Inside the Echo Vault, Dr. Lena Hart stood in front of the crystal wall and tried to keep her breathing steady. The Lumen called Lumen watched her. Captain Jace Rowan spoke. "We need proof. Not guesses." Envoy Sithra nodded. "Dragons do not move on fear. We move on facts." Archivist Kelm walked to a row of carved panels and touched a symbol. The crystal lit up and formed a timeline, roots, dates, and species names. Then it showed a clean gap, like a page ripped out, that is, the erased zone, Kelm said. "Everything around it is too perfect." Lena held up her notebook. "The Council tried to aim Species 0 at Earth," Lumen answered in a gentle voice. "Yes, they called it a solution. They promised it would end wars." Lena kept her words simple. "What is Species 0? The crystal changed. A long dark shape appeared, like a dragon shadow, but wrong. Scales, no eyes. Only a moving outline and a mouth that looked like a hole. "It is not a normal species," Lumen said. "It is a feeder." Jace frowned. "Feeder of what?" "Energy," Lumen replied. "Heat, light, shields, engines, cities." Isithris. Claws tightened. "Void worms." Kelm whispered. "So they are real." Lumen nodded. "They sleep between systems for years. When they wake, they follow power." Lena's stomach dropped. Then they would follow Earth's grids and satellites. They also follow Dragon. "Gates," Lumen said. Sithra looked at the broken ring symbol on the chip. "That is why the gates spoke." Kelm pointed at the gap in the record. "If they exist, why erase them?" "The galaxy needs warning, because the Council failed," Lumen said. "A fleet found a sleeping nest. The Council wanted control. They sent engineers to build a cage." Jace stared. "Jace for a void worm. They believed hunger could be trained," Lumen said. Lena's voice hardened, and they tested it. The crystal showed bright Council ships dragging a dark mass through space. One by one, their lights died, like candles in wind. The ships did not explode. They simply went silent. Kelm covered his mouth. They fed it. "First by mistake," Lumen said, "then on purpose." Council leader wanted a weapon. They aimed the nest toward a rival system. The worms followed the path, ate the stations, and left cold metal. Sithra's eyes burned. "That broke the Dragon contracts." Lena nodded. "Do not hide threats. Do not change the record." Lumen lowered its hand. "Dragons demanded the truth be published. The Council agreed in public, then erased the pages in private. Quiet makers were ordered to smooth memories." Across many worlds, Lena touched her temple, angry. It's how people lost their warning signs. Jace turned to Sithra. "Why didn't you stop them sooner? Why didn't you stop them sooner?" Sithra answered without flinching. "We guard gates, not minds. We trusted written law. We learned too late that the Council edits ink and thought." Cal moved to another panel. "The return path is active. That means a nest is moving now." Lumen looked at Lena. "Yes, it is already awake." A soft alarm sounded inside the vault. Polite but urgent. New text formed on the crystal wall, carved by light as they watched. "Power loss. Outer Rim Node 7 power loss. Council Fleet Sigma cause." Unknown Drain. Jace's jaw tightened. "That's happening now." Sithra's voice dropped. "A known drain is how they begin. They eat the loudest lights first." Lena forced her hands to stop shaking and wrote one clear line in her notebook. "Void worms eat energy." The Council hid. Earth is a target." She looked up. "We warn Earth. We also warn everyone. If the Council blocks messages, we send the truth through Dragon Gates and Dragon Courts." Kelm swallowed. "The Council will call it panic." "Then we show this vault," Lena said. "Carved truth. No edits." Lumen stepped back, almost sad. "If you do this, the Council will hunt you," Jace replied. "They already are." Sithra turned toward the exit. "We leave now." The nest does not wait for politics. They moved fast toward the ship. Behind them, the crystal wall kept adding new losses, each line appearing like a heartbeat made of fading lights. Asterisk, the team left the Echo Vault with speed and purpose. Captain Jace Rowan powered up the ship as the Dragon escort took position beside them. Stars stretched into lines as they jumped onto a route only dragons used. Dr. Lena Hart sat with her notebook open, pen ready. She kept reading the truth. She wrote again and again, like a shield. Kelm watched the ship's news feed with a pale face. Council channels are already changing the story, he said. They are calling the power losses routine accidents. Lena's jaw tightened. That's how they win. Keep everyone calm until it is too late. Envoy Sithra stood near the CUM panel. The council cannot erase a message that never enters their network. Jace looked back. Then how do we speak to the galaxy? Answered, simple and clear. We use the gates. Lena blinked. The dragon gates? Yes, Sithra said. The gates carry travel, and they carry law. If dragons allow it, the message passes system to system without council filters. Kelm swallowed. A gate broadcast would be illegal. Jace's voice turned hard. So is erasing a species to protect power. Lena opened the chip case and placed the broken ring symbol on the console. We show proof, Echo Vault records, the Void Worm history. The council's attempt to aim it at Earth. Sithra nodded once. We show the losses happening now. The ship arrived near a dragon gate, another ring of living flame, silent and patient. Elder dragons waited beyond it like living mountains. Their minds pressed against the ship like gravity. The deep voice from before returned. The council fleet stayed in a tight ring around the gate, but it did not look bold anymore. Dragoncraft held position like a wall, and the elder dragons floated behind them. In the middle, Lena's small ship felt like a leaf. Captain Jace Rowan kept the engines ready. If they fire, we jump, he said. Envoy Sithra, watch the council ships. They will not fire first. They fear what the gates will say. The council commander tried again. Dragons, you are being used by humans. Stand down. This is council law. The elder dragon answered, hunger is not council law. Reports arrived from other systems that had heard Lena's broadcast. Power drains, silent ships, dark stations. Kelm's voice shook. If they can't erase the message, they will erase us. Jace nodded. Then we move. Sithra opened a channel. To the escort, we take the human ship to Sol system. The council commander snapped. Sol is a protected developing zone. You cannot enter. Lena leaned to the mic. She kept it simple. Earth is the target. We are going. The gate flames rose. Route granted, the elder dragon said. Passage sealed against council override. Council ships shifted, trying to follow, but the route locked. They could only watch as Jace engaged the jump and the ship slipped into dragon space with its escort. Normal stars returned, and the Sol system. Map appeared. Lena's throat tightened when she saw Earth's blue. Earth traffic hailed them, confused. Jace answered, This is Captain Rowan, Earthborn. We have urgent warning, tense human voice replied. Council satellites are already calling this a hoax. Almost at once, a second channel forced its way in smooth, official, and cold. This is the Council liaison relay over Sol. By treaty, you will surrender the human doctor and the data chip. Dragon escort is not authorized in this zone. Jace's face hardened. They're already here. Lena spoke fast but clear. Earth defense, don't listen to the relay. Patch the Dragon Gate channel into your room. Let them hear it from a source the council can't edit. There was a pause, then a new voice answered, older and sharper. Earth defense here. Gate channel accepted. The elder dragon sent a truth packet. Echo Vault signature marks, the broken ring symbol, and the live list of power drains. The liaison relay tried to jam it. The sound cracked, then died. The Dragon Gate signal stayed clean. Lena stayed plain. Void worms feed on energy. Reduce bright power. Spread your grid. Use small sensors, not big beams. Earth Defense replied, repeat, slow. Lena repeated the steps like a checklist. Jace added a safe orbit plan. Sithra gave one rule. Do not open unknown gates. Do not chase the dark with bright fleets. Earth changes started fast. Cities dimmed. Stations dropped to low power. Small ships spread out carrying simple sensors and paper logs. Kelm watched the feeds and whispered, they're listening. Sithra's eyes softened a fraction. Humans adapt. Then the console flashed with a gate alert. The chip warmed in Cythera's hand and pulsed like a heartbeat. Lena opened her notebook. She wrote one line. "The gate is speaking again." Text formed. On the screen, an old galactic common. "Return path active confirmed, second path active unknown." Jace frowned. Second path. To where Cythera went still. It was never supposed to be a second. A short signal arrived from the Elder Dragon escort. "We feel it. The dark is learning." Lena swallowed. "Learning from what?" Gelm's voice trembled. "From roots, from patterns, from us." Outside the ship, stars near the outer edge of Sol looked wrong, as if a thin shadow was eating light, but leaving shape. Earth's sensors pinged once, then went quiet, not broken, drained. Jay spoke softly. "That's the hunger." Cythera stared into the dark. "No, that is the scout." Lena looked at Earth and understood the change. The Council once tried to aim a nest like a weapon. Now the nest was aiming itself, and it was getting smarter. For one brief second, Lena heard the whisper from the archive shelf, louder than before, like it was inside the ship. "We were erased. And we remember." The ship lights dimmed by themselves. The dragon escort tightened around them. Far away, something answered, patient, hungry, and strangely aware now. On the screen, a final line appeared under the broken ring symbol. "Species ZERO contact in progress."